Hello, and today we'll be talking about light. This is one of the series of videos about how to get the best out of different types of light, and today I'd like to start with the daylight. Daylight is most available light to all of us, however in this country it may still be a problem. Right now I'm kind of edging towards the magic hour, and the best way to treat this light is to have it behind you. Why behind? Well, the answer is very simple. It's the most powerful light available, and what happens is it comes from the back. It gives me this nice, almost halo-like edge, and by reflecting from the ground it gives me the nice fill. Now, what is very important is to have one of those. This is a reflector, and normally you have different shades to those. You have golden, you have white on the other side, and you can also have the silver lining as well. This is your lovely daylight, and let's see what the image is going to be looking like in the shade, because right now I'm stood in the sunlight, and although the image is quite harsh, let's get into the shade. Well, here we are now, we're stood in the shade, and unfortunately this is a very frequent scenario here in England. Days are very bleak, and you know, winter sun isn't particularly generous with lovely days. So we have to work with what we've got. Now these conditions are far from ideal, and of course you always are trying to get the best out of the light, unless of course this is the intention. So this is the lovely point at which a reflector may come in handy. There we go. Reflections of the light can be seen on my face. Same thing can be done with the white side. You can see that the light is softer, and if you're doing a piece to camera, that could be a very useful thing. So it's all about the story that you're trying to tell. Sometimes harsh light is intrinsic, it's paramount to have harsh light, but sometimes soft light and almost bleak light is of an advantage. Now sometimes there are lovely days, and today is not one of these days, which is really lovely, but sometimes there are days when the clouds are running really fast and you have holes in the clouds. So it's constant alternation between shade and sunny, shade and harsh light. If you happen to shoot on one of these lovely days, you are going to have to make a choice whether you wish to choose to shoot in the harsh sunlight or in the shade. Make that choice and make it happen. But if you don't really mind, it's much safer to shoot in the shade. Well, there we have it. Now we're inside, we're indoors, and as you can see behind me, the light is pretty bad. It's pretty bleak, and I'm not lit particularly well. So now my glamorous assistant is going to put the reflector on, and let's have a look what I'm going to look like with reflector on. Okay, adjusting the angle of reflector, tilting it up and down gently, you can see that the light starts to bounce back on me, therefore lighting me. This again is not ideal situation, and you have to treat it very creatively. Sometimes obviously it may not be appropriate for you to stand right slap bang in front of the window, but then again it's all about your story. And here is just another technique of how to make most out of natural light, even in the bleak conditions like we have right now today. Now the light is still dimming down and the day is still as bad as it was, and right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the silver side of the reflector, much preferred by me to the golden one, because you see it kind of gives you this really nice cold and almost sort of crisp look. Golden to me kind of reminds me of a tungsten light for some reason. It's very sort of, it's a touch too yellow for really heavy sunlight, but then again it's just my taste. I prefer things to be slightly colder and then apply the tint if that is required. Well, that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me likes if you liked it, and in the next video we'll be talking about artificial light, LED lighting setups, and I'll see you next time.